needed my fix for the day.
Well, so did I.
This day is endless.
I know what you mean. I've been completely useless the entire day.
Not for me.
I can't believe it. We're getting married tomorrow.
Yeah, don't forget, we got to go to dinner with Frisco and Felicia at the Versailles room tonight.
Listen, did you call those people about when they're bringing our furniture by the new apartment?
Next week.
Next week? That's our honeymoon.
Don't worry. Frisco's going to take care of everything.
What about the appliance people?
Frisco will go.
This business of getting married is very complicated.
Is that a complaint?
Not at all. But I warn you, Tony. I'm only doing this once.
What a lucky coincidence. So am I. I gotta run.
Hi. Any messages? Yeah. Anything for me? Thank you. Nothing from Donal. Still early. Do me a favor, call if he gets in touch with you. You do the same. Hi, Rick.
Gail, hi. I was just on my way up to your office. You got a couple of minutes? I'd like to talk to you about Bobbie, please.
Dr. Tania, call the
Is she all right?
No.
Dr. Tania, call the fourth floor.
She's beginning to think that she did kill Brock.
She what?
She's had a hallucination, a dream, where she pictures herself shooting Brock.
But she didn't shoot him.
She knows she didn't, but this dream, hallucination, is so real that she's beginning to convince herself that she is guilty.
I see. Well, maybe in a way she is guilty.
What?
Oh, well, I just mean... Well, do you remember when Bobbie first came to General? Do you remember how unsure she was of herself? Well, what a low estimation she had of herself.
Because of her past.
Right.
It's just a shame. She has come so far. Right now, she is the most admired and respected nurse in this hospital.
Well, we know that, and Bobbie consciously knows that, but maybe subconsciously she's still telling herself that she doesn't deserve all this admiration and respect, that she was bad, and that her past was bad, and therefore she should be punished for it.
In other words, she would punish herself, send herself to jail, to pay for the fact that she was a prostitute.
Maybe for that. And for seeing herself fail at her marriage.
And you think it's possible then that she contrived this whole hallucination mentally, or however, made it happen so she could find herself guilty and punish herself?
It's possible. I'd really have to talk to her, Rick.
I wish you would, please.
Well, that's up to her. But look, you know, tell her that if she wants to see me, my door is always open, okay?
Of course. Thank you.
Ah, please, Dr. Khan, come in. Nice to meet
Thank
you.
you.
I appreciate you showing up here on such short notice. Can you take your coat?
Well, you said the magic word, Miss Blake. TV.
Well, does that mean that you won't object to a interview?
Oh, not at all. Are you familiar with the topic of selective amnesia?
Somewhat. I'm fascinated by it. Please, do sit down.
Thank you.
I was wondering if you might tell me a little bit on exactly what your theories are.
Well, I believe that we all have a kind of a psychological mechanism that keeps us from owning up to things that we just feel we can't face up to yet.
Because of?
Well, because they're either too threatening or too frightening.
Mm-hmm. And what exactly is that mechanism?
Called self-delusion.
Can you elaborate on that?
We block out certain portions of our memory.
Mm-hmm. And so what you're saying is we choose not to remember things that are too painful to remember.
Yes, or too devastating or too frightening to us. Anything traumatic.
Please, go on.
If the action taken was really threatening, then we'd build barriers like walls to keep us from recalling the incident.
I see. Doctor, don't you think that most of us have done something like that at some time or another?
Of course. There's hardly anyone who hasn't done something they'd rather not remember.
This is fascinating. I think my audience would find this fascinating. Dr. Khan, do you think you would be able to arrange some interview time tomorrow.
Well, yes. Yeah, I have a class, but I can change that.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. I'd appreciate it. Please, I promise I will read the book before I interview you, so I will be able to ask some intelligent questions.
All right, well, I'll be on my way then.
Well, please, if you could just hold on just for 1 second. I'll just need to make a quick call. Excuse me. Jim, hi, it's Ginny. Listen, I need to order some promos for an interview I'm going to be doing tomorrow with the Dr. Sidney Kahn. Yes, well, Jim, that's fine, but pull them. I think this is a little bit more important. Yes, Jake?
Bobbie, you look at me with such dread in that beautiful face of yours.
Well, I've been getting nothing but dreadful news from you lately.
Bobbie!
I'm sorry. I'm jumpy about the autopsy.
I'm afraid I'm not going to help take it off your mind right now.
Great. What now?
His body's being exhumed. The autopsy's scheduled for sometime tonight.
Jake, I really don't see what good all this is going to do.
If we can find a medical reason for Brock's...
I understand that. I just don't think it's worth the effort.
It is if it'll get you out of jail.
Maybe I belong in jail.
Bobbie.
I've been thinking. I could save everybody a lot of grief if I changed my plea to guilty.
Afternoon. I'm glad you changed your mind, Miss Brock.
Well, I'm not going to give you another statement.
Oh, I don't want one. I just wanted to clarify a few points in your original statement.
Like what?
Well, I'd like you to go over the scene in the penthouse just before you left.
I already told you.
Oh, please, tell me again.
All right, Bobbie and Brock were fighting.
Verbally, physically.
Verbally, but they did have physical contact.
He hit her.
Later,
But you didn't see that.
no.
Go on.
Well, Bobbie told me to go get help, and Daddy had ripped out the phone.
Just a moment. Bobby ordered you to go?
Well, yes, because he was...
Is it possible that Bobby wanted you out of the way?
What are you getting at?
I am looking for a logical explanation as to why she wanted you out of there.
Because my father, he was
What?
getting dangerous.
Worse than before? Everybody in town knew they weren't getting along.
Look, Bobbie didn't kill anybody.
Not even a husband who continually abused her, mistreated his daughter?
No.
Your word, Miss Brock.
Look, Bobbie didn't kill him. And there's no way you're getting me to say that.
You are not the prosecutor. I am. And I will be the one to make that accusation. But prepare yourself.
What?
You are a potential witness for the prosecution.